My name is Matthew Kipp. I live on 29 Kingsgate Drive, Columbia. I work in sustainable agriculture at the University of South Carolina, and co-founded with my wife, CLUCK, Citizens for Legal Urban Chicken Keeping. When we began thinking about this years ago, we sort of thought the timing was bad. There wasn't this building national movement that there is now, where city after city is legalizing these things. Asheville recently made its chicken ordinances a lot more liberal. Raleigh, North Carolina now has an annual tour de coop where instead of it being sort of something pessimistic, the city comes together and tours each other's coop and chicken coops and tries to outdo each other in fancy architecture. So it can be a festive, happy thing for a community. It can be fun. One thing we found when we started talking to people is that we would just talk to random people or people we knew, and they said, "Oh yeah, well, I never want to tell anybody this, but I'm keeping hens." And this is not the demographic everyone assumes. Oh, it's people in Olympia or whatever. I'm a former Olympia resident. I love Olympia, so I'm not saying anything against Olympia. There's people in Wells Garden, there's people in Shandon, there's university professors, there's lawyers. People are quietly keeping hens already, even more than 4 hens often. And that to me is the biggest proof that this could work because it's happening already. There aren't complaints. The only recent complaint I know of several years ago was from about someone keeping 15 hens. This is not what we're advocating. We're not advocating roosters. And that seems to be the biggest biological clarification people need. A lot of people say, you can't have an egg without a rooster, can you? You can't have an egg with a chick in it without a rooster, but an egg is part of a chicken's ovulatory cycle. We don't need roosters in the city limits at all. They're noisy. Hens are very quiet. What I want to say about the $100 fee is it's prohibitive on a few counts. It renders it almost cheaper to go ahead and keep chickens illegally and risk being busted because I think it's currently $20 a chicken if your chickens have to be apprehended and arrested. And so you think, okay, I'm keeping 4 hens, that leaves me $20 left over. I can buy some new chicks and do it again. If people are doing this, why make it so cost prohibitive? Why reduce it to a hobby of those with idle income to just sort of okay, yeah, $100 a year? I think it makes it uneconomical for a lot of people. This needs to be a boon to a household. It needs to be a fun thing for kids to be involved in. It needs to be a local neighborhood barter among families. It doesn't need to be just sort of a hobby of a few eccentric people with some money to throw on exorbitant fees. Another thing is the paid run. There's been some discussion about E. coli, which is a bacteria rather than a virus. If you do the research, the E. coli count in chicken manure is generally lower than dog manure and cat feces. It depends on whether those cats are out and about in the neighborhood eating through trash and that kind of thing. It shows up in fecal matter when a bird, just like animals, when a bird's system is kind of out of whack, out of balance. When they're under stress, they're in a bad diet, they're being kept in a bad kind of conditions. Paved run is basically taking the industrial thinking of the factory farm and reducing it to a backyard, and it's unnecessary. It stresses the birds. They cannot carry out their natural instincts, peck at the earth, and take dust baths. Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, it does.
Good job.
Well, I just wanted to, it sounds to me like you say the fee is